Shalom and good morning. Today we're going to start off with reading Exodus 17. And all the congregation of the children of Yashrael set out on their journey from the wilderness of Sin, according to the mouth of Yahu'ah, and camped in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people strove with Moshe and said, "Give us water to drink." And Moshe said to them, "Why do you strive with me? Why do you try Yahu'ah?" And the people thirsted there for water, and the people grumbled against Moshe and said, "Why did you bring us out of Mishraim to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" Then Moshe cried out to Yahuwah, saying, "What am I to do with these people? Yet a little, and they shall stone me." And Yahuwah said to Moshe, "Pass over before the people, and take with you some of the elders of Yashrael, and take in your hand your rod with you, which you struck the river, and go. See, I am standing before you there on the rock in Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people shall drink." And Moshe did so before the eyes of the elders of Yashrael. And he called the name of the place Moshe and Meribah, because of the strife of the children of Yashrael, and because they tried Yahuwah, saying, "Is Yahuwah in our midst or not?" And Amalek came and fought with Yashrael and Rephidim. And Moshe said to Yahushua, "Choose for us men and go out and fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I am stationing myself on the top of the hill with the rod of Yahuwah in my hand." And Yahushua did as Moshe said to him, to fight with Amalek. And Moshe, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to be, when Moshe held up his hand, that Yashrael prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moshe's hands were heavy, so they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it, and Aaron and Hur supported his hands, one on each side, and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Yahushua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, "Write this for a remembrance in the book, and recite it in the hearing of Yahushua, that I shall completely blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under the Shemayim." And Moshe built a slaughter place and called its name Yahu'ah Nissi. For he said, "Because a hand is on the throne of Yahuwah is to fight against Amalek from generation to generation." Chapter 18. And Yithro, the priest of Midian, Moshe's father-in-law, heard all that Yahuwah had done for Moshe and for Yashrael his people, that Yahuwah had brought Yashrael out of Mishraim. And Yithro, Moshe's father-in-law, took Zipporah, the wife of Moshe, after he had sent her back, and her two sons, of whom the name of one was Gershom, for he said, "I have been a sojourner in a foreign land." And the name of the other was Eleazar, for he said, "The Yahuwah of my father was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh." Yithro, Moshe's father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife to Moshe in the wilderness, where he had encamped at the mountain of Yahuwah. And he had said to Moshe, "I, your father-in-law, Yithro, am coming to you with your wife and her two sons with her." And Moshe went out to meet his father-in-law, and bowed down and kissed him. And they asked each other about their welfare, and they went into the tent. And Moshe told his father-in-law all that Yahu'ah had done to Pharaoh and to the Mistrites for Yashrael's sake, all the hardship that had come upon them on the way, and how Yahu'ah had delivered them. And Yithro rejoiced for all the good which Yahu'ah had done for Yashrael, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Mistrites. And Yithro said, Blessed be Yahu'ah, who has delivered you out of the hand of the Mistrites and out of the hand of Pharaoh, and who has delivered the people from under the hand of the Mistrites. Now I know that Yahu'ah is greater than all mighty ones, indeed in the manner in which they acted proudly above them. Then Yithro the father-in-law of Moshe brought an ascending offering and other slaughterings unto Yahu'ah. And Aaron came with all the elders of Yisrael to eat bread with the father-in-law of Moshe before Yahu'ah. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe sat to rightly rule the people, and the people stood before Moshe from morning until evening. And then the father-in-law of Moshe saw all that he did for the people, and he said, What is this that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit by yourself, and all the people stand before you from morning until evening? And Moshe said to his father-in-law, Because the people come to me to seek Yahu'ah. When they have a matter, they come to me, and I rightly rule between one another, and make known the laws of Yahu'ah and his Torut. And the father-in-law of Moshe said to him, What are you doing is not good. Both you and these people with you shall certainly wear yourselves out, for the matter is too heavy for you. You are not able to do it by yourself. Now listen to my voice. Let me counsel you, and Yahu'ah be with you. Stand before Yahu'ah for the people, and you shall bring the matters to Yahu'ah. And you shall enlighten them concerning the laws and the Torut, and show them the way in which they should walk, and the work which they do. But you yourself seek out from all the people able men who fear Yahu'ah, men of truth, hating unfair gain, and place these over them to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s. And they shall rightly rule the people at all times, and it shall be that they bring every great matter to you, but they themselves rightly rule every small matter. So make it lighter for yourself, and for they shall bear with you. If you do this word, and Yahu'ah shall command you, then you shall be able to stand, and all this people also go to their place in peace. And Moshe listened to the advice of his father-in-law, and did all that he said. And Moshe chose able men out of all of Yisrael, and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50, and rulers of 10s. And they rightly ruled the people at all times. The hard matters they brought to Moshe, but they rightly ruled every small matter themselves. And Moshe sent off his father-in-law, and he went away to his own land. Exodus chapter 19. In the third new month, after the children of Yisrael had come out of the land of Mishraim, on this day they came to the wilderness of Sinai. For they had set out from Rephidim, and they had come to wilderness of Sinai, camped in the wilderness. So Yisrael camped there before the mountain. And Moshe went up to Yahu'ah, and Yahu'ah called him from the mountain, saying, This is what you are to say to the house of Jacob, and declare to the children of Yisrael. You have seen what I did to the Mistrites, and now I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And now if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a reign of priests and a set-apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Yisrael. And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people, and set before them all these words which Yahuwah commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that Yahuwah has spoken we shall do. So Moshe brought back the words of the people to Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, See, I am coming to you in the thick cloud, so that the people hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. And Moshe reported the words of the people to Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Go to the people and set them apart today and tomorrow, and they shall wash their garments, and shall be prepared by the third day. For on the third day Yahuwah shall come down upon Mount Sinai before the eyes of all the people. And you shall make a border for the people all around, saying, Take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall certainly be put to death. Not a hand is to touch it, but he shall certainly be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the Yobel sounds long, let them come near the mountain. And Moshe came down from the mountain to the people and set the people apart, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, Be prepared by the third day, do not come near a wife. And it came to be on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud on the mountain, and a voice of a shofar was very strong. And all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moshe brought the people out of the camp to meet with Yahuwah, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. And Mount Sinai was in smoke, all of it, because Yahuwah descended upon it in fire. And its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the mountain trembled exceedingly. And when a voice of the shofar, sounding long and became very strong, Moshe spoke, and Yahuwah answered him by voice. And Yahuwah came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain, and Yahuwah called Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe went up. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Go down and warn the people, lest they break through unto Yahuwah to see, and many of them fall. And let the priests who come near Yahuwah set themselves apart too, lest they break out against them. And Moshe said to Yahuwah, The people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, Make a border around the mountain and set it apart. And Yahuwah said to him, Come, go down, and then come up, you and Aaron with you. But do not let the priest and the people break through to come up to Yahuwah, lest ye break out against them. And Moshe went down to the people and spoke to them. Exodus 20. And Yahuwah spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah your Yahuwah, who brought you out of the land of Mishraim, and out of the house of slavery. You have no other mighty ones before my face. You do not make for yourself a carved image, or any likeness of that which is in the Shemaim above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. And you do not bow down to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahuwah, your Yahuwah, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers on the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing loving commitment to thousands and to those who love me and guard my commands. You do not bring the name of Yahuwah your Yahuwah to naught, for Yahuwah does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught. Remember the Sabbath day to set it apart. 6 days you labor, and you shall do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah your Yahuwah. You do not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, your female servant, your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahu'ah made the Shemayim and the earth and the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore Yahu'ah baruched the Sabbath day and set it apart. Respect your father and your mother, so that your days are prolonged upon the soil which Yahu'ah your Elohim is giving you. You do not murder, you do not commit adultery, you do not steal, you do not bear false witness against your neighbor. You do not covet your neighbor's house, you do not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, his female servant, or his ox, nor his donkey, or whatever belongs to your neighbor. And all the people saw the thunders, the lightning's flashings, the voice of the shofar, and the mountain smoking. And the people saw it, and they trembled and stood at a distance, and said to Moshe, You speak with us, and we hear, but let not Elohim speak with us, lest we die. And Moshe said to the people, Do not fear, for Elohim has come to prove you, and in order that his fear be before you, so that you do not sin. So the people stood at a distance, but Moshe drew near the thickness where Elohim was. And Yahu'ah said to Moshe, Say to the children of Yisrael, You yourselves have seen that I have spoken to you from the Shemayims. You do not make besides me mighty ones of silver, and you do not make mighty ones of gold for yourselves. Make a slaughter place of earth for me, and you shall slaughter on it your ascending offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your cattle. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I shall come to you and baruch you. And if you make me a slaughter place of stone, and do not build it of cut stone, for if you use your chisel on it, you have profaned it. Nor do you go up by steps to my slaughter place, lest your nakedness be exposed on it.